So I wanted to do a little video about walking your dog, especially during lockdown. A lot of clients are getting in touch with me because they're having issues, things that their dogs have never done before. They've started to behave in an unpredictable or a manner that they would think is undesirable. So what I thought I would do is have a wee chat about myself and Millie. So for those of you that don't know Millie, she is my rescue dog. She is a dog de Bordeaux, and this is her. I've had her for 5 years. She's definitely smaller than the breed is usually, so I would, we can assume that she is the runt of the litter. Millie, in appearance, she's about the size of a Labrador. She's still a stocky dog. She's got the undershot jaw. She has a broken tail, so while we can all tell a lot about dogs and their behaviour from their tail, we really can't with Millie because our tail isn't able to be lifted up so much. So Millie gets a lot of judgments on her appearance. She's a rescue dog, so she's nervous of people, she's nervous of other dogs, and so therefore she will act in a way that can come across as being aggressive, but it's never aggressive. It's more from a place of perhaps fear. She'll bark at people, she'll bark at other dogs, so I always have to have her on the lead because safety is paramount for everybody. Whilst Millie goes to daycare and can interact with a lot of dogs at daycare, 80%, 90% of the dogs at daycare without incident, there's always that chance that she has reacted negatively and a way before, that she will repeat that behaviour again. So with Millie, we don't take any risks. She has to have a slow and steady introduction to all new dogs. I always have her on lead because I need to take control. So for 9 times out of 10 where she'll be brilliant, you just know there is a possibility she's not always going to be like that. So when Millie and I are out walking, she's always on lead. She's fine with people, but what people don't appreciate is that if they want to pet her, they just go up and do so. It's very important that you always ask if you can pet somebody's dog because you don't know the history of that dog. And if this dog's been beaten, as Millie was, she might nip at you because she's frightened, she doesn't know you, she doesn't know who you are. So you have to ask first, rather than pet the dog bites you and then you blame the dog, because then that's actually your fault. The same with children, you must always teach children to ask for permission to pet dogs because you don't know their history. You don't go over a dog's head because that's kind of threatening for them. Offer your hand to a dog, let them sniff your hand first, and if the dog comes forward or appears friendly enough, then you can proceed. I know a lot of us get overwhelmed with desire to pet all the furry babies that are out there, but really we have to realise that these are little spirits with their own personalities, and we have to ask first. If we were walking along the street and people found our children were cute and they just ran up and petted them, we wouldn't like that, we wouldn't accept that, we would definitely think there was something amiss there. So actually it's the same with dogs. So when Millie and I are out, we often do get funny looks, because she's maybe barking at somebody because she's nervous of them. She might be barking at another dog, and so straight away a lot of people assume, well, that's aggression, that dog's aggressive, look at her. But she's not aggressive. What she's saying to the person or the dog is, stay back, give me my space. So if your dog behaves like that, again, we have to assume, you have to look at the individual circumstances and what's going on. But in that moment, I know Millie's asking me for space, so she's not being a bad dog. So what I do is I give her the space that she asks for. I take her away from that person or that scary thing or that dog that she feels uncomfortable with. So you must never ever be afraid to stand up for your dog and be your dog's advocate. Prevent people from going and touching your dog if you're not sure that your dog might like it, or your dog definitely doesn't like it. People smell funny as well. They might be wearing perfume. Dogs have so many more sensory factors in their nose than we do, so it's much stronger to them. Somebody that's wearing perfume a couple of blocks away, they'll smell it before we do. So think about people, maybe they've been smoking, that's a strong smell in somebody's hands. Does the dog really want that in their face, fussing over them? Most likely not. So we do have to advocate for our dogs when we're out, and we do have to watch their behaviour and not just deem them at my dog's being a little twat, my dog's being an arse. Your dog's not being an arse. Your dog will be communicating very clearly. It's just a case that it's a case of we don't understand all the time why they do what they do. And I think as owners, it's really important for us to get as much information as possible about dogs so that we do understand them, and that we're not saying, my dog's an arse. Your dog's not being an arse. Your dog's giving you communication. And if things are going on that you don't understand, then get in touch with a reputable trainer, somebody who's a positive trainer, and find out what is going on with your dogs. So just because your dog's barking and lunging about, you know, like an arse, as we would say, maybe even rearing up and going on to two legs, it's not to say your dog's a bad dog. Give your dog space. Give your dog the space when they're out. And what you're saying, in effect, to your dog is, I've got your back. I'm not going to put you in that stressful situation. So walks can be really stressful for dogs, and it's a massive, massive topic, and it's far too much for me to get into here and now, but I just thought I would share some experiences that I had with Millie where she's barking at people or barking at other dogs, and she's telling them, stay back from me, don't want you near me. Her message might be, you know, I'm big and I'm tough, stay back. Whatever it is, she's asking for space. So I, as her owner, have to advocate for her and go in and give her that space, and she quietens down. People will judge you on your dogs, but that doesn't matter because they don't know you, they don't know the dogs, and they don't know the inside story. So it's not about being rude and fighting and arguing with other people when we're out. It's just about, my dog needs space and I'm going to take that space. My dog doesn't like being fussed over. Gunnar, my Great Dane, didn't like that, but because he was a Great Dane, so many people wanted to pet him, and you feel bad, but you're not being rude. You're just saying, actually, do you know, the petting's for you, it's not for him. You'd enjoy it, but he wouldn't, so I'm not going to put my dog under that stress. So it's just about listening to our canine friends. When you're out, a wagging tail's not always a happy tail. Tails mean many, many different things. We have some body language sheets. I think they'll be on Facebook and they'll be on our website. If not, contact us at thedogplaycentre.com or thedoglearningcentre.co.uk, and we can send you out some body language communication sheets just to let you know what's going on. It gives you a better understanding of where your dog's coming from. But just remember that a wagging tail is not always a happy tail. It can mean arousal, and arousal can lead on to different things. Again, it's another massive, vast topic, but just trying to check in with everybody and give a few pointers. Again, if you're having issues, just get in touch with us at thedogplaycentre.com or thedoglearningcentre.co.uk. We've got websites, we've got Facebook. Get in touch with any queries or any questions, and if we can help you, then we will.